You know what's very interesting to me? I've worked at this place for like 11 years. And I'm not just talking about this place, but even like prior places. When you work somewhere, you become friends with people, they just, you go into, it's just like a regular routine. You go in, you see them, you kind of talk, and laugh and joke. And sometimes it's like a mental health break just to get away from things that are happening, you just need a mental check, and so you kind of like become close to certain people, and then years go by and you're still with these people, but then something drastic happens in your life, where, like in my case, they terminated my position from my job that I've been in for 11 years. And all those people, not one of them are in my life. I take it back. Two of them are in my life. And one I see regularly, every once in a while, they'll call and stuff like that, and I'll go hang out with them or whatever to go run errands and things like that. And then the other one lives clear across, very far. But we keep up and, we text each other. But all those other people that I dealt with on a daily, regular basis, haven't heard one peep from them. Nothing. I'm talking about no inquiries, no nothing. And, when you're there in the thick of things at work, everybody's cool with each other, and, it's just like a friendship and alliance and this and that. But then when you're removed from that situation, it's like they've never known you at all. They've never, you've never really met, and you've dealt with these people for 11 years, but then all of a sudden, once you're gone, it's like I said, you never existed. So I'm saying this just so you could think about, whatever situation you're in and your coworkers and things like that. Once you leave, whether it's retirement or, they fire you or terminate you or whatever the situation is, don't think that once you leave that situation that all these people are going to be still in your corner or follow you or whatever, In my case, when I did leave, I did block a lot of people because I was in shock. I blocked them from my phone and from my Facebook because I didn't want to get questioned about what happened, and I didn't want to talk about it, so I just blocked everybody. Not everybody, but some people. And I just didn't want to deal with them. I didn't want to deal with people. I didn't want to talk about the situation that occurred, It was done, it was over, and I didn't want to discuss it. It happened. So why am I going to rehash something that was very traumatic to me, and put me in shock? So, but the people that I didn't block, I don't hear from them. Only, like I said, 2 people. No, I lied. 3 people. One keeps up with me on Messenger and sends a message every once in a while to see how I'm doing. But other than anybody else, and I worked in a hospital. So all these people that were friends or they thought they were friends never contacted me. Even if I block some people, there's always still a way you can still find out about somebody or try to reach somebody if you really wanted to. But I just want to put it out there because I know a lot of people, like I said, are working and are cool with people and this and that, but just don't get too disappointed once you leave that you're not thought about anymore. And if you are, you would never know it because nobody's reached out to you. So I'm not saying that it bothers me because, to be honest, it really doesn't. But I know some people really depend on friendships and, you know, people in their lives that they've had in their lives, however long it may be, to just simply just not be bothered anymore with you. You know, that's not my case because, like I say, I'm a loner. You know, that's why I never get close to people because they always seem to be disappointments, and I prefer to be a loner and stay to myself. So all the people, you know, that said they were my friends, it doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. You might think that I'm cruel or heartless or I don't know, and to be honest, it doesn't bother me either. I just know, it just doesn't bother me, you know. But I know it's going to bother a lot of other people, and they might even get emotional about it, you know. But just keep that in the back of your mind, you know, like your coworkers, people that you deal with. Don't be too upset if you don't hear from them again. You know, just keep your head up, keep moving. You know, it's not you. Maybe it's a situation, but, you know, just keep in mind, because friends, real, true friends are there for you no matter what, you know. So once you're in a situation where times are tough, take a look around you. See who's left standing there and who's not. It's just something to get you to think about. And on that note, I will end this video. So this is Madi from Madi's Travel. Peace.